feel that you are high, you feel like you have a lot of energy. That energy is so big that you think of things that are out of reality to an extent. You remove clothes.
Thank you for joining us today. As we mark World Bipolar Day, we want to shed light on bipolar disorder in men in Kenya.
Bipolar is a mood disorder according to the DSM-5, that is the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual for Mental Disorders, and it is characterized by 3 states. It can either happen in a manic, hypomanic, or depressive state. So in the manic state, this is whereby someone is very hyperactive, they have a grandiose sense of self, they are very talkative, they tend to be very energetic. And when someone is in a depressed state, they tend to be, lose energy, have thoughts of suicide, worthlessness, and the like.
I live with bipolar, and I manage it so well. I'm like also I'm a father of 2, and I'm proud to be a dad. This month is bipolar month. Bipolar mood disorder is a too extreme mood. Sometimes you feel you are very high, another time you feel you are so low. When you are high, we say you are mania, and when you are low, you say you are depressed. So it alternates like that.
Bipolar 2, we experience more of a depressive episode, and it's not normal depression, like normal sadness. Like you really go down into sadness and thoughts and hopelessness. You don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to even shower. Simple tasks feel like a chore. That's bipolar 2. And also we get a bit of hyper and hypermanic, but not full mania. So that's why we consider as bipolar. Bipolar 1, though, they go to full manic. They become full manic, and they exhibit those extremes more than the bipolar 2. I didn't know I was bipolar. I'll just say that there was something wrong. I felt something was wrong, and I used to experience that palpitations. I didn't know what it was. My heart would race like endlessly. Try and ask doctors whenever I would get a chance, just general doctors, but they'd be like, nah, we don't know this happening. We don't know. So it was just like that. But it wasn't much. I didn't really feel it. When I started feeling it is when I started working. When now things like responsibilities started like now being on me completely, even financially completely. So then now it's become just trouble.
So one common misconception about bipolar, especially when it comes to men, is that it doesn't affect men. It's said that it's a female kind of disease, but it is not. It also affects men. The only reason why people say it affects women more than men is because of our society and the way the culture has made women to be more expressive than men. However, it does show up in men, and we need to encourage men to speak up more.
Living with bipolar mood disorder, I have come to realize I have to adhere to my medication, and also to go for clinics. Clinics are very important when you have this kind of medication. I normally go for months, 3 months I go, and therapy, because even if you are not bipolar, you will get stressors. So when you have bipolar, you are more vulnerable to get relapse. So it's better you go for therapy when you feel like something is wrong with you.
I used to like drinking on the weekend, but then I met a friend with all good intentions. He liked alcohol. Binge drinking became like almost a daily occurrence slowly. This continued until I became sick. How did I become sick? I had worst pain in my life. one day. I felt like I was dying. And by the time we were reaching the hospital, doctors were like, it's gallstone, it's ulcers, let's do a CT scan. Like, no, it's my pancreas. After almost 9 months, the medications that I was on, because I was not going regularly to follow up with the doctor, they weren't working the way they were supposed to. So I relapsed. The stresses, the anxiety was still there. The dosage was increased, but my anxiety was still there. And I wasn't regular with my doctor, so I wasn't expressing to him what was really happening. I just thought, I just need to get through this. I just need to continue taking my medication. I'll get better as I go on. These things will pass. But my mind, nilikuwa na process too, like, uko sawa, everything is fine. So when I'm in this new job, because I'm manic, and in my mania, you see, you sometimes you really assume that you have abilities that you do not have. 3 months down the line, I was still okay, but now what was happening is my anger. I was an animal. I can't explain, and I knew something was wrong. It was not. This is not how I am. Yes, I used to have short temper. Watu nasemaga ni familia inakuaga, lakini hii ilikuwa kitu ingine, and it reached a point I had to tell my doctor. I called my doctor. Dr. Sarah. Thank God she's available on phone. So I called her. I explained to her what I was going through and how I was feeling down and how the anger and all that was happening. Then she told me to just go immediately to the hospital and get myself admitted. She will come see me there the next day. They started on another infusion of ketamine. There's a dosage that they give, and this time I went through the whole 6 days, the whole therapy. And there was some medications that were completely removed from my regimen. I was put on brand new medication, one type. I'm taking one mood stabilizer, one antidepressant, another mood stabilizer at night, and sometimes I would take some melatonin. But you see, the one thing I forgot to mention is in between this period that I have lost job and money. Remember, these medications are not cheap. I started missing doses, and in fact I started rationing my doses. If I was supposed to take 100 milligram, I would take 50 milligram. I would break that tablet into two because I can't afford and I can't get access to more. So that was bad according to the doctor, because they told me that the level of medication that was supposed to be in my body was not the way it was. So that's why these medications actually were not working. So the main thing I need to be doing is, and what I can tell everybody that is listening to me, that please, if you are on medication already, kama uko on medication, jaribu vile utaweza uweze keep access to, kama kuna generic, you don't have to get the original. There are generic versions of those that are cheaper. Believe me, ziko. Ukitafuta. Just make sure you don't skip a dose. Whatever the case, don't skip a dose.
The treatment approaches that are used when it comes to bipolar are multimodal. That means that we use different techniques. We can use medication like mood stabilizers and antipsychotics, as well as psychotherapy, family-based therapy, and also teaching the person who's affected healthy coping techniques just to help them get through their day-to-day activities.
Bipolar, when I tell you that it is an attack, it finds you anywhere at any time. And when it finds you maybe in a place, it's very risky. You can pick something from someone like a way of stealing. I remember there is a time I entered in a church in a way of liking to worship. I found people, they were sitting in a circle praying. Then I picked a bag to secure a place to sit down. But they thought I was stealing. They beat me. Then I was taken to police station. They beat me there also. They didn't realize that I was sick and I wanted more medical help than even going to the police. No one who understand me, no one who they find me, they thought I was a thief and they beat me. But luckily, when I was taken to court, the judge told me to go to the mental health institution for checkup, and that is when I was taken to Madari. That is where my journey of healing started. When you have bipolar, you need to have a very good support system. Maybe people who stand by you, like my family has stand with me. I also have, I do business online, and my people, Madari fraternity has helped me a lot to deal with, to uplift me in my medication, and also to support me in my business so that I can be able to move forward and to create more awareness and to tell people that mental illness, particularly bipolar, is a disease like any other, and when you manage it, you are able to live a normal life. Being a man, we have so many men like me who have got into this, but they end up in a very bad situation, like maybe they abuse a substance, or they become alcoholic because they don't want to accept and talk out more on their condition.
So, how can society better help men who are living with bipolar? Number one is, as a society, we need to destigmatize mental illness, especially when it comes to men. Number two is provide a safe space where men can feel that they can come and talk about their mental issues and not feel judged. And also, to the man who's living with bipolar, silence is not good. Therapy is wisdom. So, if you're in a position to take up therapy, please go for it.
Surprisingly, when you start your medication early, the chance of getting better are so much high. So I know a lot of people outside there are suffering from mental illness, bipolar, and other mental illness, but it's good to seek help. Don't stigmatize. Okay, people may think they will run away from you, they will avoid you, but it's good to seek help and stop the stigma.
Seek treatment if you suspect. If you suspect, you might be surprised that it's just. I don't know how that works. A doctor should explain that imbalance, that chemical imbalance that happens in our brain that can cause situations, because everybody goes through situations in life. Everybody has their stresses. Everybody has their way of coping. So therapy is not weakness. Seeking help is not weakness. This is 2025. Please, men, don't be afraid. Seek help. There are other men that you can talk to. You can cry. You can just don't keep it to yourself. I'm telling you, the moment you speak, you will realize that you're not alone, and there are other people that you can share with.
A society that provides a safe space for men to speak about what they're feeling and how they're coping with this disease, and they're going to be able to mentor a better generation. So I do hope that as a society, in our churches, in our communities, in our schools, in our homes, we can provide men with the opportunity to speak about bipolar. And I do hope that as communities and as families, we can embrace that mental illness is a part of our society and look to better ways of bettering our health.
Mental health is a conversation that must continue, and men need to be in the center of it. On this World Bipolar Day, let us challenge the stigma. Let us support and encourage men to speak up. Seeking help is not a weakness.